Hey, what's up, Reefers? It has been a really exciting weekend for the 17-gallon drop-off tank. First thing first, I got a nice shelf. This is the standard IKEA shelf, and I got it off of Craigslist for 20 bucks, so score. Second great thing that happened is that I got rocks. I ordered some Pukani rocks from BRS. There's a couple dry rocks I want to try. Ultimately, I thought Pukani is the way to go, and I'll explain why in a little bit. But I made a huge mistake. But I'll get to the mistakes soon. Let me show you the rock first. So, Pukani rocks, they are really light. And they have really interesting shape. And they come really highly recommended by a lot of reefers because of how natural they look and how porous they are. And there are other rocks that came recommended as well. Like in my old tank, I used the Reef Safer rock, and people recommended the Macro rock as well. But ultimately, I thought the Pukani rock would be great, simply because they look really natural. They look like they're like coral formations, and of course, the BRS TV. Ryan highly recommended this rock, so I was like, okay, well, I mean, huge fan of him. If this is the rock of his choice, who am I to argue, right? And it's like collapsing right now. But when I placed the order for the rock, because my tank is so small, I asked them for softball size shaped rock. And of course, BRS are great with it. All of the rocks are softball sized. And going with the knowledge of roughly 1 pound per rock for a 17-gallon tank, I figured I'll just order 25 pounds of rock. So that should just be enough, right? Even a little bit more for the tank. So that's what I did. I ordered 25 pounds of Pukani rocks. Now, one thing I did not take into account is that how light they actually are compared to other rocks. So, I have all these rocks right now. They are extremely porous. They are extremely light. And I ordered 25 pounds of Pukani rocks, and they're all supposed to fit in this 17-gallon tank, which is probably not going to happen. But let me explain what my plan is in terms of aquascaping. I'm probably only going to end up using maybe 3 or 4 pieces of these rocks and probably sell off the rest. So let's swing over here. Now, taking advantage of this unique layout of this tank, I'm thinking about going with something really minimalist. First of all, I'm not going to use sand because I want the illusion of the rock structure kind of floating. So it may just be like 1, 2, 3 pieces of rock here, just doing a little hang right here, and it'll probably sit on that ledge, the sand trap, and then further back, but it's not going to touch the bottom panel. At least that's my goal. So I'm hoping to do 1, 2, 3, just kind of like a little hook right here. And depending on how it looks, I may have it extend out just slightly outside the surface of water to create a little contrast as well, a little tension. So go from here, slide down, boom, and go in, but never touching the bottom panel. At least that's my goal. So coming back to here, I guess I have 25 pounds of Pukani rocks to kind of cherry pick a little bit to see what would work well with this layout. And again, all these rocks are super light, super porous, and the great thing about the Pukani rock is that it's really sculptable, meaning that if you just use a chisel or even just like a screwdriver with a hammer, you can kind of like dig out tunnels and just shape things so that they fit together better. So that's what I will be doing next. Just kind of from this pile, it's ridiculous how much came in. From this pile of rocks, I'm gonna pick like 3 or 4 pieces to kind of put them together into a shape that I described. And I think like my stretch goal is to have the structure so well constructed as one piece that I can lift the whole thing out. So if I want to scrub down the acrylic inside, I can just lift the entire rock structure out, do my cleaning, and then put the whole thing back in as one single piece, not as like 4 individual pieces. But again, when I got the box, I was like, wait a minute, that looks like a huge box for just 25 pounds of rock, right? Because when I ordered 55 pounds of rock, reef safer rock for my main reef tank, it came in a box about that size, if not even smaller. So when I ordered 25 pounds, came in the same size box, already I'm like, whoa, something is up. And as I opened the box up, I just laughed. So if you're looking for rocks, hang out a little bit. I'm probably gonna sell off maybe 2/3 of these guys if you're local in the area. If not, I think the Pukani Rock is great. Another reason that I want to go into in terms of picking Pukani rocks versus other rock is that because I'm working with a nano tank, everything is a little bit smaller. In order to make it appear that the tank is large, I need rock with really fine detailed structure. For example, like freshwater tank, freshwater planted tank. A lot of them use really small pebbles and really small rocks for really fine detail. This gives the illusion that things inside the tank is a lot larger than life, it's a lot larger than they intend to be. So if I buy rocks with really big features, that would just make the tank look small, which it is. But to give the illusion that the tank is big, I try to find rock with really fine details like this. So once you see things like this, it will kind of like enlarge entire environments. If you just kind of go through some of these rocks down here, and you see that they all have really interesting characters, really good personality, and also, again, they're really sculptable, and that's one great thing. Versus some of the other rocks is harder to break apart, not these guys. And one reason is, of course, they're really porous, and that's why they're also so light. And that's why when I ordered 25 pounds, thinking I'll just get a little bit, I got a bunch. So that's a quick update for the 17-gallon drop-off tank. This is the Artfully Acrylic 17-gallon drop-off. That's a Reef Crest series, as well as the ONF Flat 1 LED lights. And of course, down here is the newest edition, the IKEA. Normally, I think they sell this for like $50, but I was able to find it on Craigslist for 20 bucks, so awesome. Alright guys, with that said, that is this quick update, so I will talk to you guys later.